to Wildwood Cottage. Welcome back to Wales. The sun's decided to come back out and brighten the day up a bit. It's been beautiful here today. Finally managed to get my washing out and my washing's drying nicely. Polytunnel's doing well and the roses still aren't flowering. So yeah, anyway, I thought we'd do a garden tour today as soon as the sun shines out. I've got a few things I want to show you. We had a look at the veg garden the other day, so we won't be doing that today. That was in the last video, when we did the Spend the Day with Me video last week. So that was in that. So if you want to have a look at that, I'll put a link in the little I button above this video and you can have a look in there. Mr. Stoat hasn't been back, so the chickens are doing well. There's sunbathing in the little cage in the veg garden. They've been scratching away for me, clearing some soil, because I want to put some kale out, so they've been sorting that out for me. And I've got another new rose. I know, I'm terrible, I can't resist, but I went to the garden centre the other day and they were on offer and they gave me them half price of the offer as well. So I was very pleased indeed. So we're going to have a look at that. We're going to have a look at Strawberry Hill. So we're just going to go and get started on the garden tour. And we're going to go and have a little look around the garden while the sun's out. So let's go and start on the yard, because I want to show you a few things there. And then we'll make our way around the garden and we'll see where we end up. So we're going to start here. I brought Wallerton Hall out of the porch to get some sun. And she's had a drink, because she's looking a little bit wilted, but it seems to have perked up a bit now, so that's looking lovely. This is my Strawberry Hill rose. Beautiful rose, growing beautifully here on this post, which is a drain pipe, and I want it to cover that, so it's grown really nice. It needs deadheading a bit, but other than that it's been growing really well. Looking lovely. So it looks nice with Wallerton Hall, but Wallerton Hall's not staying there. I mean, geraniums aren't doing too bad, they're faring quite well. These are ones that I've had for about 4 years. Some beautiful flowers on them. There's some more around in the porch. These ones look like they need a drink. This ladder, incidentally, it's not done too bad, but it needs to be in a different position to get some better water, I think. It's just not getting watered. My fruit trees is doing really well. My potatoes, these here, these were growing in bags in leaves, and they have done so well. I'm so pleased with them. It was kind of an experiment. I'd never done it before, but they're starting to finish now, so I'm nearly ready for harvesting. I've got some apples. They're a dwarf apple tree. I haven't got any plums on this plum tree. I've got 1 or 2 on this plum tree that the birds didn't get and the wind didn't get, as far as I know. Where are we? There's a few, but not many. The wind's got them. There we are. The wind got them, the birds got them, and they've just not done very well at all. I'm not sure if it's the right spot for them, whether they're getting too much water. But yeah, these potatoes here, they're nearly ready for harvesting. And they're nearly ready for harvesting. This peach hasn't done very well at all. This is one of those Red Haven dwarf peaches. Coming back at the bottom, below the graft, there's nothing happening up here. There is some green in it. And I don't want to take the leaf off at the bottom and then find that this dies off. This beauty here is the rose I got from the garden centre. Now it's absolutely gorgeous. Look at the flowers on that. It's called Grace, and that was one of the reasons why I wanted it, because you know what I'm like about my hens. And yeah, it was supposed to be £27.99. They reduced it down to £13, and then she gave me half of that again, so I think it was £7 altogether from a £27.99 rose. It's got loads and loads and loads of flower buds on it, and it would have been rude to leave it there at that price. So yeah, another one to add to the mix. I mean, look at the colour of that rose. It is absolutely beautiful. It's got a deep peach on the inside and a light peach on the outside. So, and then when the sun gets to them and they're nearly finishing, they go this beautiful light colour. And the camera's not picking it up, but it's got little bits of pink in it and bits of dark yellow. And there's the label. Grace. It's a, excuse the noise, it's a medium shrub rose, and it's going to go 3.5 foot high, 4 foot wide. There we go. So that's that. So I'm thinking of putting that on the yard. I'm thinking of planting it here and popping it in a pot, and then I can see it when I'm sat on the yard. So that's going to be lovely. I don't really want it in the garden. I want to be able to see it from the house. So yeah, I think that's going to go in a pot, and that's going to go here on the yard. And I might even put it over there with Summerhill, because I quite like those two colour roses together, so they might go nice if I put the Grace one there as well. So that's my thinking with that. My lilies are starting to flower. These ones here, these are the trumpet lilies. That's my hydrangea that I got last week. Still needs to go in, but I need to weed the bed at the top, and it's been raining that much. I've not been able to get up there. The sage is finished now, this one, it's all gone to seed. No apples on this. I did have one apple on it, it was a Braeburn apple, but it's all gone. Nothing on it at all. What's this one? Ah, this is a Gala apple. No apples on it this year. I think this one is another apple, another dwarf, but the label's come off. I love these crocosmia, these are beautiful. Beautiful colour flowers. It's called Lucifer, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So it's been beautiful. Right. This is a lovely bed here. They've been weeding this last few days, sorting it all out. So sorry about the noise. As soon as I turn the camera on, the aeroplanes have decided to come and play above the house. So in this border now we've got some phlox. This is natural, or stock, it's natural wild plant. It just plants itself all over the garden. So I've put that in here. I've got a couple of roses. I've got one there. I've got this beautiful one that was supposed to be yellow, but it's turned out it's red. So that's fine. And then I've got another rose over here. You can see it in the dark, this one here. And then along the back I've put dahlias along the wall in between the plants. You can see one here, there's one just there. So I've got them dotted along the back, and then when we went to that gardens, Hairgust Gardens, they had salvias and dahlias and roses planted together. So that's what I've done. I've got some salvias, and I've divided the salvias up that I managed to get in the garden centre. There's this beautiful colour here, and I managed to get some division out of these. So then I've got salvia. I've got one there, one there. That's Gordon's. It has a blue flower on it. It's the only one that's left out of 6, so I'm doing my best to keep it going. I'm going to try and take some cuttings because it is coming back at the base. So that's that one. And then we've got the rose. And then we've got another salvia and another salvia, and I've still got some cuttings that I can put in as well. So that's that border. I'm really pleased with it. I think it's looking really good. Really nice. Now I've taken all that mustard out. So you can see all the weeds I got out. Got lots and lots of weeds out of there. So, oh, and I've also put a clematis as well. And a climbing aster, if I can find it. There's that much in this border, I can't find everything. This one here, it has little white flowers on it, and the gentleman assures me it's a climbing aster. So I've put that up, and then that's going to grow along the wall there, and it's going to put some flower on the top of the wall as well. I'm loving this lobelia. This is gorgeous. Called Starship. Beautiful purple. So yeah, so that's what's in this border here. Looking very nice, really, really happy. So this rose I found, and it was my mum and dad's. It was a cutting off theirs. It was just a snap branch. And they're taking their rose back. So I'm really pleased this has taken so well, because I'm going to put this in as well. I've still got some plants to put in. hoping to get them in the next couple of days. I've been getting the garden weeded and getting it all ready for them. Another apple, no fruit on it this year. Been quite a poor year for fruit. This is my flower border, my cottage garden border under the window. This is the cottage garden seeds that I sowed a couple of years ago, and quite a few of them have come back. There's quite a few holes this year. And I'm thinking of putting a rose here, but I'm not too sure. Haven't decided yet. I've still got a couple to go in, so Scepter Isle hasn't got any roses on it yet, but it seems to be establishing well. I've had a big problem with sawfly this year, so I need to do something with that. A viewer was saying that you can use garlic water, so I'm thinking of trying that on all my roses to see if they'll perk up a bit. This is tottering by gently. As you can see, no flowers. Plenty of flower buds waiting to come out, but they did have flowers on, and then it got battered by the rain, so it needs a bit of a feed, I think. There's plenty of new growth coming, and it seems very happy. My dad's rose has died off. I need to deadhead it. He's taking that back, and he's taking Ruby as well, because they were gifts off me. The Dublin was a Father's Day gift, and Ruby was a Ruby wedding anniversary gift off me for their Ruby wedding anniversary. Here I've got some peaches. These are the only ones that have survived the wind and the rain and everything else, so I'm hoping that I'm going to get a nice crop off them. They need a feed, they're getting plenty of water. Got one more up here, and it seems to like that spec. It seems a shame that there's nothing in the middle here, but there's growth here, and then there's growth here, and nothing in the middle, so I'm not going to touch it. I don't want to lose it, don't want it to die. The only one that's really survived out of all the ones that I've had. So yeah, I'm going to give that a feed and give it a good drink, although it does get a lot of the rain, because when the rain comes off this gutter it comes straight round and goes straight in that pot. So that's that. I've moved my other peach here and an apricot. It does need a drink. It's getting a bit dry here, so I need to give that a drink, but other than that it's doing perfectly well. This is a cranberry, and that seems to be doing really well since it's been moved. I've got some more geraniums here, which are lovely this year. These are also 4 or 5 years old. I need to rescue them from that chickweed. And another one here. Very pretty. This is the area where my pond is that I built earlier in the season. It was around about April time, I think, and as you can see it's grown really, really well. It's done fabulous, and I did see a frog in the garden the other day, and I'm not sure if he's living in the water, but I do need to clean it out. I've seen him up the top of the garden under the rose arch on the way to the rose walk, but I'm not sure if he's living in the water as well. So I do need to give it a clean, but as you can see it's looking really nice. I'm loving these daisies. These are the ones out the wild seed mix. There is another rose here. I might move that, it seems to be in the wrong place. But yeah, this bed is doing really, really well. Looks really nice. I'm really pleased with it. Just need to tidy up, but with all the rain we've had, I've not been able to do anything. That's the main flower border. We'll go and have a look at that in a second, but I just want to show you Roald Dahl and Gertrude Jekyll. The flowers on Roald Dahl have come through quite small for some reason, but there's quite a few flower buds coming through, so I'm going to give them all a good feed and see what happens. But as you can see, there's only 2 flowers on Roald Dahl at the moment, and it should be in full flower. Gertrude Jekyll has no flowers on her at all, and last year she was beautiful. She's got plenty of new growth, but again, no flowers. There's 1 flower bud there, but yeah, very disappointing this year. Outside of the polytunnel's looking nice, and along the field fence is looking really good now as well. The chickens, they've been having a sunbathe over in their little run there. They're clearing the border for me. Polytunnel's doing well. We did that the other day in a garden video that I did for you, so I won't show you that again because there's a lot to get around. The sweet peas are looking nice. Really pleased with the colours. These are ones that I grew from seed, so they're doing really well. Let's have a look up here. So this is the mess. Excuse the mess. I've been sorting out the border here and trying to sort it out. But this border's sort of coming back again. There's a lot of autumn flowers waiting to come out. The inula is more of an autumn flower. The daylilies have nearly finished. These daisies have been gorgeous. These are my mum's. She gave me a cutting of some Michaelmas daisies. I mean, look at the size of that flower. It's beautiful, and the wildlife loves it. So yeah, the daylilies are doing really well. Nice campanula bellflower there. And these campanula have been beautiful as well, but the wind had them the other day and knocked them over. I got my husband's delphinium in. Well, our delphinium in. This one here. This is one that we bought at Haregost Gardens the other week when we were there. The phlox are coming through now. Beautiful flower. You see that? Isn't that a gorgeous flower? We've got a few different colours in a clump there, so I'm hoping they're going to do okay. The echinacea are just starting to get their flower buds on them now. These. I've got echinopsis coming here. With all that rain, everything just seems to have had a really good drink, so I'm not complaining. But I would have loved to see more flowers, but there isn't. So, got all the wildlife on this one. You see the wasp? Look at that. So yeah, that's done really well. You see all the different wildlife on there. Look at them. That was from Asda. Not sure what it is. It's got a very pretty peachy coloured flower on it. This one here. These asters have gone a bit bonkers. These here. I may have to thin them out again. I might see if my mum wants some. And that big tall one at the back is a dye plant. That's Dyer's Weld. So I'm looking forward to that coming so I can dye some wool. These are Dyer's Chamomile, and I need to pick the flowers so I can use them in the dye pot as well, because they need to be picked so that they'll keep flowering, so I need to do that. This needs topping. This has been really nice. I'm loving the colour of these flowers. Lupin's finished, but it's done really well this year. And then this border here, this was a mystery because I did have 2 of those cosmoses. Now can I find the second one? It was here, but it's just gone. It's vanished. No idea where it's gone. But yeah, it's gone. It's gone. So yeah, there's some more of that stock that flowers itself everywhere. This is one of those lilies. A Kiefer lily, is it? Very pretty. I love the red ones. I've got pink as well. They're Gordons. There's lots of bugs on this one. Look at that. So that's that. Now this is the rose I got off my mum and dad, and it was beautiful when it came. It's a gorgeous rose. It's called Gabriel Oak. Now it's a 4 foot by 4 foot. It looks very small at the moment. Got lots of buds on. It's got some here, some there, another one there, and another one down here. So it needs a feed. Doesn't seem to like it for some reason. So take some of this leaf away. But I put compost on it when it first came, so hopefully it'll settle itself in and get itself established. But the roses look beautiful. It did have a couple of roses on it when it first came, but I'm looking forward to seeing what that does in its abundance. I believe it doesn't have a scent. Let's have a look. Oh, it does have a scent. It says strong and fruity, deep pink, large flowers, sun or partial shade, and then it'll grow 1.25 metres by 1.25 metres, so it's going to be a really tall plant, and June to September flowering. So the flowers, incidentally, will be, let's have a look. Flowers, does it say the size of the flowers? Bloom size large, it says, so that's going to be nice. So looking forward to that. Needs a bit of a feed, so I might put some chicken compost on it, give all my roses a perk up with some compost, and see if we can perk it up a bit. So this is another plant I got off my mum for my birthday last year, and this is carnation. I love carnations because they remind me of my nan, but it's a white one. Again, it got battered by the wind. I'm going to try and take some cuttings off it. There's a lovely flower coming here. Right, Gordon's lily. Now, if it was smell-o-vision, it would be delicious, because I can smell it when I'm going to the polytunnel. I can smell this, and it smells delicious. When I'm walking up the path, it smells beautiful. My husband said to me the other day, oh, there's a lovely smell in the garden. It's this one. Smells lovely, absolutely delicious. So this is the one that he said to me one day when I came. There's a funny flower in the garden and I've not seen it before. Go and have a look at it. And I said, okay, where is it then? He said, oh, it's in the hedge. Now, there used to be a hedge that came across here, and this was growing right in the dark, right in the middle of the hedge, underneath the spire here, because where I'm standing was hedge. Came round, and there was this lily, just plonked in the middle of nowhere for no apparent reason. But now, because there's a path here that goes up to the top part of the garden, this lily is beautiful. I come up just to have a smell. So it smells lovely, but it just reminds me of Gordon. It's really nice. So have a smell again. Ah, smells lovely. Anyway, I'm loving these geraniums. These are very pretty. I can't remember planting these, so I don't know if they were already here, but I love the black centre, the really dark pink centre with the pink on the outside. It looks lovely. This is lark ascending. No flowers on it as yet. Don't know where the label is to show you. I'm sure if the label may have blown away. Yep, I think the label's blown away, but it does have some flower buds on it. So we look like we might get a second flush. Another one there. There's a definite one there. Some more growing in there. So yeah, it looks like it's going to have quite a few flowers on it. So when all the roses start coming back, I'll do a rose tour for you. This is Lady of the Lake, this one here. This is another David. All these roses I'm showing you, by the way, are all David Austin. There's a flower bud coming in there. Can you see that? So this is going to have a flower on soon, so we'll be able to see what it's going to look like. Another one here. And there's going to be a rose arch here, taking you down to the middle part of the garden. So this is going to grow up one side, and then I've got this one on the other side. So yeah, there's a rosebud coming here. Can you see that one? Another one growing there. So yeah, we're going to have a few rosebuds on this because there's another one here as well. So I need to get a move on and get the arch built, but it's not going anywhere. But there's going to be an arch along there, and then Lady of the Lake up either side. So that'll be nice. This is another fruit bush I put in, another fruit tree, another dwarf pillar tree. Cherry Stella. All the leaves have come off, unfortunately, but it seems healthy enough, so I'm sure it'll come back. This border's looking pretty, still haven't got it finished. Penstemon are looking nice. But it's all ready to go now, so I just need to get the plants in and decide what's going in here. So yeah, I'm thinking of putting a magnolia in here, but I'm not sure. Might put one in the middle there, because there's nothing here in the middle. It's quite an empty hole. But we shall see, we shall see. Loving these Achillea. These are beautiful, look at these. Not much going on in here. There's an Echinopsis just there. There's a Dianthus here, Sweet William. That's the Echinopsis just there. There was a Dahlia. Yep, there's a Dahlia just here. And there was a Delphinium, but I think it's been eaten. It's around here somewhere. So there's another Dahlia just there. But yeah, there was a Delphinium. There's the label. This one here, Black Knight. But it looks like it's been scoffed. So it was here. So I need to have a rummage, see if I can find it, and see if we can get it back again. I think that was it. Is it? No. It was round here somewhere anyway. So I'm going to have a rummage. But this really needs sorted out. There's not much in here. Oh, I've got a hollyhock growing there with some flower buds on it. Can you see it? So yeah, we need to have a sort out. This is an apple, I think. This one here. And then another fruit tree there, and that's got poppy underneath it, this one. This one here's got poppy underneath. Not sure what the fruit is. I think it's a plum. But yeah, there's another Dahlia here. And another Dahlia ready to come through there. So this is another new patch of the garden that I need to get finished. I've got a couple of cherry trees to go in here. Unfortunately my pear tree died, so I need to replace that. And the cherry tree that's there, that I broke the branch, that bygone, this one, let's have a look. This cherry tree here, unfortunately, I don't think it's going to do anything. That branch is dying back. I snapped it down here. It was the only good branch. It had blossom on it, and I think it's seen better days. So that needs replacing as well. I've got a Magnolia stellata, a Susan, to go in here. So that's going to go here under the tree, in this gap here. And fill up a bit of space there, and then I can see that one from the house. Oh, I've been looking for that. This border here needs sorting out as well. Not much going on in here, but I do have a couple of plants I want to put in. This one needs to go in. It's a viburnum. It's going a bit dry with the weather. It's wet in there. It is wet in the soil, but it's just drying out. Maybe it's just because it's autumn, but that needs to go in. That's going to go in this gap here. Crocosmia is taking over, so I need to thin that out. These are nice, the hostas. I've got a row in here. I'm going to leave that. I want that to grow as a tree. I did have some more hostas in here. There's one down there with the yellow leaf. I did have a completely yellow one, but you know, I haven't seen it this year. But yeah, I need to do some weeding, and it's just, the garden's just gone mad with all the rain. Can't get weeding quick enough. This is pretty. I did have loads of hostas. Don't know what happened to them. But yeah, I really need to sort this patch out. It's looking really bad. I want to get ready for the winter, for the rhododendrons growing back. Yeah, so that's that. I like what I've done there with the wood. I'm thinking of leaving that there because that looks really nice. There's going to be a bit of trellis coming across here and a bit of trellis in that gap, and I've got another gate to go here, so then that's going to screen that off. All this wood chip in here. This stuff in here is what I'm using in my raised beds. They emptied the shed over there for me and they've left me 3 cages full. So I need to get that empty because I don't want them thinking I don't want it. So that's what I've been doing today. This is my other rose arch, which it's only got 1 rose on it. It's got Rambling Rector, but it doesn't seem to like it here. So I might move it and just have honeysuckle and clematis on here. That's what this is, that's a clematis. It's growing well. And I've got jasmine, a white star jasmine there in the corner. This now needs sorting out as well, and the edge needs defining a bit better because there is no edge at the moment, it's just grass and then into there. So that needs sorting out. And then along here, more of this pink. This is my wild rose. Oh, there's an astrantia there that needs to come out. This one here and go somewhere else. And then along here I've got a dwarf rose here, a baby fuchsia, and then another dwarf rose here, and then this rose here, Generous Gardener, which has got a rose on it. Just the one. Yeah, just the one at the moment, but plenty of new growth, so that's good. This penstemmon's pretty. They've been good this year, the penstemon. And I've got another rose there, and I need to put another fuchsia in here, and then I've got another rose. So I did have a pink pampas, but I've only got the white because the pink one died, so that needs sorting out. No roses in here, as you can see it's all very bare. It's quite disappointing really after all the hard work I put into my roses, but maybe they'll have a second flush and we'll get some more roses. Plenty of penstemon though, and crocosmia to brighten it up. There's always something in flower, which is nice. Just no roses. This one here, it's been beautiful. This was Gordon's. This was down by the house on the bank, which is going to be the rockery. But isn't this beautiful? Very pretty flower. I love the difference in the colour. It's very pretty. And then this one here is beautiful, my clematis. It's been in flower probably since May. I love these little heads that you get, these little flower heads. Very nice. And then this border here I sorted out the other night. This is the other side of the oil tank. So I can afford to put a few more things in here. Looking back down to the flower border for the perennial borders. And then up here, this is my dual pear. I think it's an apple and a pear, this one. This one here, this is the oil tank. This is the other rose that's going back to my parents. This is Ruby. So that's going back. So I'm going to bring Rambling Rector back and put it back here. This is a jewel plum. No plums on it this year, no blossom. It seems happy. Seems happy enough. This rose here needs sorting out. This is an old English rose. But it seems to be dying off. It does have a bit of new growth there. So I think they just need a feed. This one here is Elizabeth. She's had some beautiful flowers on her, but now she's finished. But she's got some nice new growth, so hopefully that'll sort itself out. And some new growth at the bottom there. This one is Peace, but no roses. Needs tidying up and sorting out. I think I might give it a good prune next year, the end of the season, down to here and start again. This one is Abundance. And then I think this one's just a yellow. And then this one was Gordon's, and it did have a flower, but it seems to have finished. And then another penstemon. So I have only got this year 2 baking apples off all my fruit trees. I've got one here and I've got one just there. And that's all the fruit I've got this year really. I've got lots of currants, but the birds keep getting in and eating them, so I need to get them harvested. But that's about it really. Oh, incidentally, this plant here is called a scarlet bottle brush. So I'm going to try moving it, maybe try it in a pot. But hasn't that got the most amazing flower? Isn't it beautiful? But this needs tidying up so I can get in to do the wall. But the bees have gone now from up there, so I can get in and sort that wall out once I've harvested this little lot of blackberries.
As you can see, the flowers are very thin on the ground this year. This time of year the garden should be in full flower, but because we had all that dry weather at the beginning of the season, we had about 5 or 6 weeks of really dry weather with no rain. All the flowers came out at once thinking it was summer, then they all went to seed, and then the rain came, and we've had about 3 or 4 weeks of rain, and now it's gone a bit colder and the leaves are starting to change thinking it's autumn. So I'm hoping the flowers will come back and that I'll get a second flush. But yeah, it's such a shame because I was doing so well early on in the season, but the garden's not got as many flowers in as I would like. But going round looking at the roses with you, it looks like the roses are going to give me a second flush, and I am going to get some more flowers. So when they come back I will show you. I'll do a little rose tour for you. We'll have a little look at them all, and you can see how beautiful all the different flowers are. It's just a shame you can't smell them, because they do all smell different and they do smell beautiful. But at least you can see how beautiful they are if I show you them on the camera. But I think that's it for today. I'm going to go and do the tea. I'm going to go in and see my husband, and then I'm going to go and finish my raised beds up behind the chickens, and I'll show you that in the next video.